Hey, hey, Capricorn. Welcome to Zero's Journey. I'm Madeline. Thank you for being here. I'm excited to read for you. So, before I get on here, I do a little bit of praying, right? Do a little bit of a pre-ritual, meditate, pray, get with your guides, get with my guides, and listen if they have any channeled messages for you. And boy, did they have a channeled message for you. They started singing this really old song, and I honestly can't even, I couldn't even tell you the title or the original artist, but the lyrics, it's like a Broadway-ish song, and it's like, this could be the start of something big, do 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 do, like, and Spirit is like, this could be the start of something big. And when they were saying that, these 4 cards just flew out of my hands and onto the little tray that's in front of me, and it was 2 of Pentacles, the Fool, the Sun, the World. This could be the start of something fucking big. So let's go. Let's get into it, Capricorn. Ooh, keeping in mind, what is something big? When you think about, ooh, this is the start of something big in your life, what would that be? What is it that first leaps to your mind? Keep that. Use that as the through line of the reading, okay? All right. Now, Spirit, we're looking at the month of June for Capricorn. Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising, Capricorn Dominant folks. What do they need to know in the month of June, Spirit, for their highest good? What does it serve them to know about where they are, where they've been, and what's around them, to be able to get where they're going with the most joy, peace, security, love, liberation? Spirit's throwing cards. Okay. Spirit, Capricorn, in the month of June. Capricorn, in the month of June. What do they need to know, please, Spirit? The truth for their highest good. The truth for their highest good. Capricorn. Capricorn, in the month of June. Okay. This could be any number of cards. I just pull until Spirit says stop. Hey! Perfect 10. Capricorn, 10th sign, 10th house, 10 cards. Let's do it. Capricorn, where are you in your journey? And what do you need to know to best move forward? Wow, you know, sometimes the end of something is the start of something big. Wow. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow. This could be the start of something. Whew. Okay. So here's you at the center of your reading, Capricorn. 7 of Swords. You might be planning an exit. You might be eyeing some off-ramps and going like, I think I'm about to make my move. Now, before I go any further, I want to say, Capricorn, that of course, as you know, these are general readings. So I say that because I'm actually hearing a couple of things about this next part. So, as I said in the beginning, please trust the through line of your own intuition, of your own life, because I'm getting a few messages. Some of you, you're planning an exit. It's like I'm formulating an exit strategy, but I'm scared. So here's the center. Here's what's crossing your reading. 9 of Swords. Stress, anxiety, sleepless nights, and it feels like you really, really, really want to lighten your load. It feels like you really want to say, like, I don't want to carry this particular bullshit anymore. Like, I don't want to feel guilty about it either. Like, I just want to let it go. I just want to leave it behind. I think that it is indeed in your best interests. Like, if it feels like this, Capricorn, this is just how Spirit is putting it. Like, if it feels like this, then what's the point? Like, it's not, oh, okay, here's what Spirit is saying. They understand that because you're a Capricorn, and let me just pick up the card symbolizing you, where you find yourself. You, King of Swords, very appropriate. Yes, you're an earth sign, but we talked about the 10th sign, 10th house, top of the mountain. And who's sitting at the top of the mountain? It's the King of Swords, up in the clouds. The King of Words, the King of the Mind, the King of Communications. If anybody were to get you into a battle of wits or words, like, they'd be in for a fucking trip. Like, because nobody beats you on that playing field except you. And that's what Spirit is saying. Is like, nobody can outthink you except you. And you are doing a pretty good fucking job of, like, running circles around yourself. And Spirit would like you to pause and actually drop back into your body. Like, you're way up here, you know, analyzing, theorizing, looking for off-ramps, looking for exit strategies. And that's all wonderful and great, and there's nothing wrong with that. Except when it becomes so overwhelming that it's like, I can't even sort through all this anymore. It's like too many thoughts and too many stresses, and it's gumming up the works. So I need to decide what off of my long ass Capricornian to-do list can go on the to-don't list. Like, can go on the to fuck off forever list. Or even the fuck off temporarily list. Like, fuck off for a couple months, and then I'll pick that, you know, fitness or whatever it is up. Because right now, I'm saddling myself with far too many things. So, what I'm going to do is slow down, pause. 7 of Pentacles. This is a time to rearrange the plan, to reorient yourself. Spirit just said it's June, right? It's that perfect halfway mark through the year. How are things going? How have the things that you've been cultivating since the beginning of the year, or however long you've been cultivating them, how are they going? And what's working for you? What's not working for you? Adjust accordingly. That's all this is, and you're great at that, Capricorn. You're, again, King of Swords, master strategist. What's working? What's dead weight that can be cut? And some of you might have Sagittarius placements because that has a little bit of a crossover message. So I would advise, if you have any personal planets or a stellium or anything, meaning 3 or more planets in Sagittarius, you might want to go check out that reading as well, because you might get some, it might knit things together for you. You are very talented, and you don't need that much to make what you want to make happen. It feels like you've got too many swords in the recipe right now. So this is the Magician, right? And you noticed that in front of them, they have all 4 elements, just one version of each of the 4 elements. The sword, the wand, the cup, the pentacle. 9 swords is too damn many. Let's cut it down to 7 or 5. Let's just cut it down. You don't have to get rid of everything, but you want to clear the air. You need more space in your mind. That's what Spirit is saying, is like your mind is like full. Like it, I'm going to show my age here. Any of y'all remember what it was like to defragment your computer? So in case you don't, what it means to defrag your computer was, back in the day, it was just something you would do every like couple months or however long to eliminate unnecessary information and make things run faster. Like, yeah, I don't need all these shells of downloads that I've already done whatever it is I'm going to do with. So, like, go ahead and get rid of them. Clear up some file space. Clear up some bandwidth for me. Everything starts running faster. And that's what Spirit is saying. So, start closing some tabs. Start defragging that mental hard drive, like, and so that it can run a little smoother. And some of this is practice, Capricorn, and that's what Spirit is saying, especially for those of you that might even literally suffer with like anxiety or depression. 9 of Swords can represent that, like mental health struggles, okay? So first, I just want to say, you have my heart. Like, you have my support. I'm sending you peace. I'm sending you strength. I know exactly what that's like. I know exactly what that's like. So, I'm not trying to diminish that. I'm not trying to bypass that. Your anxiety has something to tell you and something to offer you. It's trying to protect you, right? And that would be a step, is to not think of it as your enemy, but to listen to it, to have a dialogue with it, to say, okay, then let me just pull out this piece of paper. And, okay, fear, come on out. Come on out from under the bed. You've been trying to spook me. You've been whispering in my ear at night to like make me not even able to sleep. I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of this. I fucked up on this. This is not going to happen. Blah, 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 blah. Like, just, sorry to be visceral, but like, purge. Like, get your thoughts onto paper. It's it's kind of goes along with what they were saying about like defragging and like closing tabs. It's like, let me just, you know, fuck J.K. Rowling, okay, head of everything. But if you read Harry Potter or saw the movies, you might remember that the headmaster teacher guy Dumbledore had something called a pensieve. Pensive means thoughtful. But he had a pensieve where he could take his wand, he could tap his mind and be like, I want to keep this thought for later. I don't need this with me right now, but I do want to look at it later. That's what this is. Sieving. Like straining your thoughts and being like, okay, but what's actually useful? And Spirit's talking about your strainer catching things like, you're the fucking worst, you're never gonna make it, look at you, you piece of shit, you let that food rot again. Spirit's being very like loud and very specific. Strain that shit. That's not good for anybody, that's not helpful for anybody, and that is also, Spirit is saying, somebody else's voice, Capricorn. That's somebody else's voice. You didn't choose that voice. Somebody programmed you. Do you agree? Do you co-sign that voice? I bet a lot of you are like, hey, fuck that voice. No, I don't co-sign that bitch. Well, then don't. Well, then don't. You are the master. Master of your thoughts, master of your words. Relief. Assistance specifically is either present or on its way, and this is one of those where it's like I'm hearing both things. So general readings, please keep that in mind. The energy could go both ways. I'm hearing for some of you it's like you already have this person in your life that is youthful, maybe literally younger than you, or just have like a youthful energy where it's like bubbly, effervescent, optimistic, open-hearted, and you know, for a Capricorn, being around somebody like that, it's really touching. It's really touching. Because maybe, like the stuff Spirit's putting it is like, you might be a little out of practice. You might be a little out of practice with, like, just fully letting go. And this person wants to help you. This person wants to show you what it can feel like to not feel like this. What it can feel like, you know, this person just kind of walks in and turns the lights on and goes, hey, are you okay? I thought I heard you crying. Tell me about your dream. And then, the future. You're graduating. That's what Spirit is saying. In June, many of you will be graduating into somebody who is more emotionally stable, is what Spirit is saying. And please, like, do not take that as an insult. Please do not take that as mocking. That just means that for some of us with that Nine of Swords, again, anxiety or depression. So stable doesn't mean, oh my God, you're unstable and now you're getting more stable. It means like that the dips won't go so low and the highs won't go so high. It can be a little more like, oh, okay, I can do this. I can manage this. Like, this is a little harder to manage, but this, I can do that. I can do that. I'm good. I'm here. You're learning to surf. This person, Spirit is saying, is helping you learn to surf your emotional wave. Learning to help you see that you don't have to be unmoored, unanchored at sea in your emotions, which is something a lot of Capricorn people can be afraid of. Is like, I don't even want to get into all that. That shit is overwhelming. I don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't like all this mushy shit. I don't want to, you want to sit and have a bath and talk about your feelings? Like, no, get the fuck away from me. And you're going to be finding out that there's a difference between feeling and sentimentality. And this isn't about cheap, flimsy sentimentality. This is about the deep, abiding, enduring power of feelings. Yes. To the degree to which you cringed when I said the power of feelings is the degree to which you need this fucking Care Bear in your life. Okay? Okay? Care Bear. Pointing for duty, sir. Now, speaking of, Care Bear's present in your life, right? Energy around and available to you. Empress. Spirit just said like mother figure. But I don't, for some of you this may be your literal mother. I'm actually feeling for more of you than anything, it's like, no, this is like a friend that has that maternal, protective, nurturing energy. And I also feel that Spirit is saying when you free yourself from certain repetitive thoughts. And again, the strainer of like, some of these thoughts might be true and useful, of like, I could be trying harder than this or whatever. Like, there might be some that are worth keeping, but the ones that are, you suck, and why did you think you could do this, and why do you even bother, and la da 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 da, strain that shit out. Strain that shit out. You don't need that in this beautiful recipe. Because here's the truth, Capricorn, is that all of us are making magic all of the time. It's just that most of us don't even maybe necessarily believe in it, or we believe that only some people are capable of it, or whatever. So our thoughts, and then our feelings, powering our thoughts, creates this laser, right? And this laser is what Spirit is showing me, is like, writes the future. The way I think about myself and the way I feel about myself writes my future. Burns it into being, right? So what am I telling myself? Over and over and over. What do I keep throwing in the cauldron? What do I keep throwing in with my spell? And then if my spell, my effort, my desire comes out in a weird or wonky or not entirely there or not entirely predictable way, then it's probably because a part of me was wavering. And that doesn't mean that you're to blame. That doesn't mean that like you fucked up. That means it's time to get even more aware of what you're telling yourself and how that makes you feel about yourself and about what you're doing. Spirit has new horizons for you. You are at a plateau. You're at a place where you now get to decide to expand your adventure, and I think that that's what you're doing. I think that's why some of you are getting real, like kind of tossing out some dead weight so that you can get where you're going, not just faster, but more joyfully. Learn from the past, and then you can keep those lessons. You know, the Seven of Swords was the center, and here's the Six of Swords as the potential. Rather than a Seven of Swords feeling of like kind of sneaking out and feeling guilty and looking over your shoulder and is this okay? Look at how this person, we don't even see their faces because they are so ready for their future. They are looking right at where they are going, not at where they've been. And she's taken these 6 mythical swords. Their points do not pierce the boat. They actually help it go. So what you've learned from what you've been through, like Spirit said with the strainer, with the pensive, it's like, okay, you know what? 3 of these swords were just my mother's voice, my, abusive parent or whatever, telling me that I'm never good enough. So I'm going to get rid of those 3. But these 6 that were like, here's red flag number 1, and here's what people do, like when they don't honor your feelings, and da-da-da-da-da, and here's all the things that I've learned that I won't ever need to learn all over again because I got it. I've taken what is good and useful from the difficult times, and that makes the times I move into not just less difficult, more fun, more joyful, more secure, more peaceful, more rooted, more heart-centered, more motherfucking magical. So please, by all means, Capricorn, go be a magical motherfucker for us. Change up that recipe. A little less thinking, a little more feeling. I know, believe me, I know that I'm speaking to Capricorn, but I'm just saying, it looks like it will serve you well. Thank you for being here, Capricorn. I really appreciate you listening, and I really truly hope that this is helpful for you all month long. If you want to keep hanging out, I've got a Discord. If you like, texting and voice chatting with other like-minded folks who like the channel. I've got a Patreon if you would like to support the channel, get live readings, do the call-in show where I read personal cards for folks who are patrons, etc. That link is in the description also. Or you could book a personal reading. I would be delighted if you wanted to do any or all or none of the above. Thank you for being here, Capricorn. I deeply appreciate you. And if I don't see you in next Sunday's vlog, then I hope to see you in your July reading. Bye, Capricorn.